Okay. Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
New deal, 7-fight deal, which is music to the ears of many boxing fans. You get to see you in action for several more years. What type of names are we talking about in those 7 names?
Whoever you name, they could be in it.
If I name some fighters, can you say yes or no?
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
I'm at that point where I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
It's
it.
exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Yep, you heard him right. Gervonta Tank Davis, he said back in June that he has a 6 or 7 fight deal that will be bigger than Floyd Mayweather's deal. And now Gervonta is talking about retiring next year, which is only around the corner. And everyone is obviously wondering what changed. I mean, he's already severed ties with Floyd Mayweather, and yet there's clearly something still bothering Gervonta Tank Davis outside of the ring. And Gervonta's trainer, Kenny Ellis, he kind of explained what it is.
It's just some things outside of the ring, the business side that he's fed up with, you know what I mean? But whatever decision he makes, I can only support it. If he wake up tomorrow and say, I'm not fighting in March, I can only support it. Because you don't know what a fighter's going through, you never know what a fighter feels. You can only respect their next move.
You said things with the business. Is it like, I don't know, we've seen not getting the opponents he wants? Is it...
Treat him like you treat other fighters. He's the face of boxing. If you put Floyd on the top of a building, if you put Canelo on the top of a building, put Tank on the top of a building. Little things, you know. Just treat him like the face of boxing. If we call him the face of boxing, treat him like the face of boxing.
Oh, you're 100% right.
Wow, I think it's pretty interesting. Kenny Ellis, he said, if Gervonta wakes up tomorrow and says he's not fighting in March, I can only support it. I mean, for Kenny to even bring up March as the example, it sounds like there's a small possibility that Gervonta, he could wake up and say, I'm not fighting in March. This may also explain why this fight has been pushed out so far. Because remember, Gervonta was supposed to originally fight in November. That got pushed out all the way to March of next year. Now, originally, Gervonta was supposed to fight Lomachenko, but Lomachenko, he pulled out of the fight. The Lomachenko fight would have been huge. It would have been a huge financial success, and it would have been one of the biggest fights of the year, especially when you consider the fact that Lomachenko has been compared to Floyd Mayweather. Bob Arum said he's greater than Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Ali, which absolutely reaffirms that race sells in the sport of boxing. Like I said, this fight would have been a huge success. That means that Gervonta, he was expecting to get paid a lot more. In fact, there's a possibility that this fight would have been bigger than Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia. Which means after Lomachenko pulled out of this fight, Gervonta was going to have to take a pay cut unless he ended up taking the Shakur Stevenson fight next, which wasn't going to happen. And after other bigger names turned down the Gervonta Tank Davis fight, Gervonta was left with Lamont Roach. And Lamont Roach is a good fighter, by the way. In fact, this might end up being Gervonta's most competitive fight. Lamont, he just doesn't have the name. And the only way he could make a name for himself is if he were to pull off the upset and beat Gervonta. Now, we also heard Kenny Ellis talk about Gervonta complaining that he's not being treated like the face of boxing, compared himself to Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez. The thing with Floyd Mayweather is, once he beat Oscar De La Hoya, that's what made him the face of boxing. And then he kept the momentum going, because after that fight, he beat Ricky Hatton. Then he beat Juan Manuel Marquez. Then he beat Shane Mosley. And understand this, guys, all 3 of those fighters was on the pound-for-pound list. Ricky Hatton, he was pound-for-pound number 4. He had just stopped Costa Tszyu, and he stopped Castillo. Juan Marquez was on the pound-for-pound list. He was top 3 on that list. And then you had Shane Mosley, who was on the list as well, and he was considered pound-for-pound the best welterweight in the world after he stopped Margarito. And then you have Canelo Alvarez. one of the only fighters I know in the history of the sport that became a big star because he lost to the face of boxing, Floyd Mayweather. Hell, you could damn near say that Floyd Mayweather was Canelo's promoter, because before Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo, Canelo was fighting on his undercards. And it was Floyd Mayweather's idea to match Canelo up against Austin Trout to make their fight in the future bigger, because before that point, Canelo, he didn't beat anyone. And beating Austin Trout would definitely sell the Mayweather-Canelo fight, which it did. So when you hear Gervonta say that I got this 6-7 fight deal and it's going to be bigger than the deal that Floyd Mayweather had, all I know is in order for that deal to even be a big deal, I'm not even comparing it to the Floyd Mayweather deal. In order for it to be a big deal, Shakur Stevenson is definitely going to have to be a part of that deal. And Gervonta, he even put out a tweet back 6 months ago saying that Shakur, he said it to Shakur on Twitter, I believe. He said, you are a part of this 6 or 7 fight deal. But now for some reason, he's saying that he's not going to fight Shakur Stevenson, who has Shakur beat. But I don't think it's wise for Tank to say things like this, especially when you consider the fact that we all know that Shakur has a better resume than Lamont Roach. It would have been much better for Gervonta to remain consistent and say what he's already said in the past, which is Shakur, he's a part of this deal and he's going to get it too. I want him before I retire. These are all things that Gervonta has said in the past. So at the end of the day, hopefully Gervonta is not retiring next year and he was just upset when he said it because of what's going on business-wise. But it is unfortunate once again that Lomachenko pulled out of that fight, because I believe there was a chance that Gervonta, he could have beat Lomachenko and then right after that fought Shakur Stevenson. And that would have been the type of momentum he needed after the Ryan Garcia fight. But it's still not too late for that. So let's see how it all plays out. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
So, okay, 135. Who are we looking at 135 then? I mean, I know we normally get at least 3 names.
Only one left for Tank, his heir at 135 is Shakur.
Now, but do you feel though that a Shakur fight right now is able to go down, being as though his last outing?
He said his hand was hurt. Shakur did. They come back with a healed hand and show the people what he can do.
Okay, so y'all are willing to take that fight now? Then?
Hell yeah.
Shakur, man, that's what they call him.
That's a good fight, man. Not calling Shakur out, just, you know, him and Tank, the last 2 out of 4, that 5 king they had a few years ago, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but it ain't about calling. I mean, but they're in the same division, man. So
yeah, sometimes sure they get emotional and think we directly calling them out. But no, 4 years ago you had Tank, Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, and Ryan, right? So all of them, everybody gone from 135, but Tank and Shakur.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. The last 2 people standing, so it only makes sense for
right. Once you fight Shakur, let that new generation take over lightweight, then move up to 40.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.